with the permission of Mr. Bennett, who is the current chairman. He's asked that I help with conducting the election of the chair for the coming year. Let me just say before I get into that, each of the applicants here tonight has requested what's called a variance, which basically boils down to a request that this board give them a little relief off of what would be a strict interpretation of the ordinance. And I think each of them is basically asking to maybe do one additional residence more than what the strict application would apply. And in each case, the individuals who are going to be testifying has been sworn in. So they'll be giving sworn testimony to the board about what their request is. And so it's not really a situation where anybody comes in and wants to say, I like this or I don't like this. It's not really zoning as much as a request for a variance. That being said, I'll open the floor now for nominations for the position of chair of this board.
I nominate you.
Mr. Foley, Bennett, are there any other nominations?
I second.
All right. Well, I'll take that as a motion to close the nominations and elect Mr. Bennett by acclamation. Anyone opposed to that? Carries by unanimous. The second item would be election of a vice chair. That would be the person who would be responsible for presiding in the event Mr. Bennett's unable to preside for some reason. Are there nominations for that position?
I nominate Ron Riggins.
I second.
Any other nominations?
I'm giving me a job.
Is that
You better not do
is there? I'll take it that's a motion to close the nominations and elect Mr. Riggins by acclamation, and we won't count his vote. So. Anybody opposed to that? All right. Mr. Bennett, Mr. Riggins, congratulations.
Thank you.
Turn it over to you, Mr. Bennett.
All right, thank you. Since everybody's been sworn in, I won't have to go through that deal right now. But I'd like to welcome all of you here to the Scotland County Board of Zoning and Adjustment. We got 3 applicants tonight asking for variance. And we'll start with number 1, Mr. Harvey Edge will be the first one. So, Mr. Edge, if you want to kind of tell us what you want and let the board hear what you got to talk about.
Well, we've been, these 2 boys here with grandsons here, they have a building on there about, I'll give them permission to put a building back later, comes down fast. And, I've been trying to get a deed, to go give them a deed to the box. But it's been backfired saying I can't give it to them. So I want to get permission, y'all give me permission to where we can have it spaced and get a deed for it. And Reed's had his trailer out there, or his motor out there for about 15 years on it. And Brandon, he's had his in about 10 years. And I want to give them, we got the property set up before we can divide it. And all we got to do is survey it out. They know where it's at. And nobody wants to choke. But and I want to get permission from y'all to let us go ahead and have it surveyed out and give him a deed for it. Because he's, if something happens to me, they out there, they got the building all over it, and they've been there for all these years. And we've been going to do it, and then for a couple of years, I believe, we've been trying to get, go ahead with it. So the property is in a tract, and I'm gonna give Reed nothing up if where his house is at. He's been there 15 years. And I want to get it for him. And then Brandon, I want to give him the rest of that part of that tract.
So, any member got any questions you want to ask?
Yes, sir.
It's where you You split across the front, back there where the trailer, see the trailer in the back there going this way, or we up that way? I went out and looked at it today, and that's what it, and I'm trying to,
Well, see, the sun, I can
I didn't have,
go,
I didn't have a problem with it.
check that, I got it, anybody.
Okay,
This track right here is where the sun don't, I give it to him years back.
Mhm.
This track here is here. So this right here, Reed's trailer's here,
Yes, okay,
and Brandon's right here.
okay.
So what I wanted to do is give Brandon this and come all the way out here and go back to the highway. Then Reed, see, I'm gonna give him this track right here.
Okay, both of them got a piece.
Yes, see.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give him deep, but all the way out from there. Now, we'll probably go ahead and get a 20-foot right of way, we don't get to where you get in and get out, in case something happens here, you see.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So what specifically is the reason you can't do that? What specifically is the reason you can't do that?
Well, surveyor said he couldn't survey it because of the way I want to give it away, you see.
I think they have them. You have to have a minimum of 5 acres at the time, is that correct?
Technically, what he's doing is a subdivision, but the
Subdivision.
reality is the thing's already out there.
Alright.
And the surveyor, I think, I'm not gonna speak for you, but I think the surveyor, from what Mr. Edge told me, the surveyor was reluctant to do it until he got some approval from the county. All this is doing is cleaning up the lines on what's basically already on the ground, and then people would have some clarity about what they own.
Is there anybody that has any issue with you doing that? Any of your neighbors or anybody have any issue with you doing that?
No, no objection, it's just a matter of the board, the head, the board didn't want the surveyor said he didn't want, could survey it the way we would. But I mean, it ain't no money involved, I mean, I'm gonna sell it, and, what we want to do is just get it cleared up, give them a deed for the land now, or, for sure.
Mr. Johnson, you said, in actuality, if he doing what he's doing now, if it was buried, that he'd be making a subdivision, wouldn't he? That's what,
Right,
that'd be a subdivision.
yeah, like I said to start with, each person is requesting some, relief from what would be the technical application of the ordinance. The reality of this situation is,
It's
the
already,
structure's already out there.
it's already in
So
place.
it's just a matter of, really getting deeds executed so the individuals will own the property that their buildings are on already.
Okay.
And it's really kind of, a little bit
Make a
reversed.
motion, we allow the variance.
I second that.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded that, we grant a variance to Harvey. Looking through his paperwork, he's got everything documented here, and all he needs to do is just get somebody to survey it. I think that's the main thing, so if nobody else has, any other members got any questions they want to ask before we grant the variance?
I've looked at it, but I don't have any.
Okay. And, I think Ron said, asked the question that nobody's had any objections to.
No, we,
you doing this,
nobody
so-
objected for it, so,
First screen.
I mean, you couldn't because the land belongs to me all the way around it, and,
If anybody objected, it'd be you, right?
You're not there.
it'd be me, her wood, and I'd be like the same. Get her straight. But, if the board, I mean, they've been there, and we got them, he passed away last year. And, we want to get it straight away, where we can, in the future, it wouldn't be no, but one day, they said, might have, I'm not going somewhere.
Yeah, you don't want nothing left hanging, something was to help you and somebody come along and says,
And, we want to get it straight for, the deeds are done now and later.
okay,
And it's not, we ain't gonna try and build a substation or anything, or subdivision or anything like that. We just want to keep it in where it's at.
okay, well, since everybody has had a motion and a second. We, everybody approves that, we'll grant you the variance to get that done.
Just don't know.
We need to vote.
Take a vote.
Okay, all in favor of, granting the variance, let us know, saying aye. Opposed likewise. Ayes have it.
Well, now I can go ahead and get somebody to survey it, and then get the deed made up.
And make sure Brooks, has he
I'll
done
give you the
everything he needs
paperwork
to
you need to take to.
So, gentlemen, Mr. Chairman,
Appreciate it.
Well, since
I appreciate your.
Since they said it was 18 years since we met, we had to take a few minutes to get back on the right track.
I should have brought y'all a cake.
I'll leave my wives went shopping the same day, you know, we got a shirt.
Same shirt on, yeah.
And I appreciate.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, my dad's house and my house.
We'll be touching you.
Thank you for that.
Hey, let me lock the door again.
That needs
Okay, our next applicant, asking for variance is, Marion and Thomas Missouri. Is that the way you pronounce that? Missouri? So which one of you wanna give a testimony and tell us about what you wanna do?
Well, my mom and dad had the property. We have, both had our houses put on the property at the same time back in '88. And at the time, you were allowed to put two houses on one parcel. But now my mom and dad passed away last year, and we're trying to sell my dad's house. And they said that we can't sell it because we have two houses on one property. And we're just trying to get a variance to see if we could split the property in order to sell the house.
This says it's,
How big is the piece of property?
Say what?
How big is the
How big
property?
is the piece of
Where's the house?
property?
Oh, I got no idea.
It's,
2 acres, 3 acres, 5 acres?
it
Oh,
might be like under 5.
2 acres. Oh, all we want to just do is split it, one house here, one house there. We can't sell it the way it is. That's what she's trying to say.
Yeah, they're telling us if we sell, that we'd have to sell both houses together unless we could get the variance.
Are they real close together?
They're like, what, 22 feet, something like that
22
apart?
feet apart.
The driveway goes down between the two houses.
Are they side by side or
Yeah,
front and the back?
yes, and
So what becomes the issue, like the setbacks or septic tanks being too close, or, I mean, what's, I mean, there's gotta be something.
Yeah, well-
but the rules may have changed. Were the rules different in '88, maybe? They were
Well, the
allowed to
thing
do it
is-
when they put them on there.
If she sold the house on the right, which belonged to her parents, it would have to have its own parcel number, so it would have to be divided. Because right now, they're both sitting on the same parcel.
So all you need is this board to approve it in order to give them a separate parcel number, and then they're kosher with you, is that right?
That's it?
Right.
I'm making a motion for the variance.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made, second. Any other members got any questions before we move? Not, all in favor of Grant Marion and Thomas Missouri, variance, let it know, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise. So the ayes have it. Thomas, we, and Mrs. Marion, I guess you Marion, right?
right.
We grant you the variance to get it.
All right, thank you.
We appreciate it. Well, you haven't had any complaints from any neighbors or anything?
No, because our neighbors are far apart. Pretty much, we're down in the back by ourselves, kind of like.
Okay,
Good luck. Good luck.
well, appreciate you all coming.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Third one is, Susan and James Sampson, variance number 3. And, I think Susan is here, so we'll let her give us a testimony on what she wants to do.
Well, I got 2 different, surveys for you. I was told to contact my surveyor and have him come out there so I can show you what I got. There's a bunch of,
I got you.
there's 2 different ways. But the property is back there to all of us. It's 11 acres. And it's to itself back there. And I'm in the same shape he's in. I'm trying to give my children their inheritance, you know? We bought it and that's what our intentions was, is each one of them get land. And my daughter's already had it surveyed, and it's been surveyed for her by Joe Parker. And, so she can go and actually get the land put in her name. The thing is, they're saying I got to have 82 feet, and I don't know where 82 feet is. Because we're the side over, the back. My son's in the front, so his land's on our 6 acres.
So when you're looking at this, is the bottom, the front, or the back?
Now that I don't know, because I haven't.
The road that goes in back where the property is,
It does.
okay, and it splits off back there to like a little island where it's 2 lanes. I went back and looked at it.
Okay, yeah,
Which side of the road, is it on the right?
Right.
the land,
Yeah, the
it would
land,
be on your right side,
the far right?
yeah, all the way to the back there.
The road that goes in there, is that a private road?
Yeah,
Do you own the road?
no, it's deeded out to everybody back there. I mean, that's like a 20-foot easement. We've already been through all of that.
Okay.
So that's an email to us.
Yeah, for everybody, you're talking about, there's about 50 people live back there, so you got all that easement
I understand.
that was there when Herb Dees and Miss Dees bought it back in, probably years ago.
The map makes it look like it's 25 feet each. Is it more like 25 feet instead of 20? Or I'm just reading it wrong. No, 30, it says 30 foot on one of them.
Well, see, on this is the 6 acre, this is a 5 acre tract right here. I got a trailer on it, which is up to the front. And then I just want to put my daughters in the back.
So this is you up here,
Okay, that's my son's.
and that's up here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. And
So-
you're trying to subdivide this part off or something?
Yeah, and put my daughter's trailer on this side. That's all I'm doing. And she can come across our 30-foot easement.
So the easement is 30 feet.
Yeah, for us, yeah.
That's where your trade.
So, see, they're here is right here,
Okay.
and she's wanting to come down here.
See, this is my house right here. This is mine. All of this actually is mine. All the way up to here is mine.
So what is the 82 feet, what are you talking about?
Well, I don't know where you're asking for the 82 feet at on the land.
You
What
have to
they're
have
saying.
80-foot road frontage. And the road that she uses is not DOT right away, it is a private road. And you cannot have your road frontage, you cannot use a private road.
And that's this road right here?
I don't know, and they never explained it to me, so I'm not sure what road, if he's talking about the big road.
That's this road here.
Right.
That would be the only frontage that she would have, and it's a dirt road.
And that's what's requiring a variance?
Yes, you have to have 80-foot road frontage, or the minimum lot size requirement is 5.01 acres, and she's on 5 acres.
Yeah, she's on.
So in order to split that, your remaining has to be 5.01.
Now, you said something about 11 acres. Did I
Well,
misunderstand?
I own the trailer there,
Got 11 acres.
the
Oh,
side
really?
of this
Okay.
land. This lot is, this 5 acres I bought from James Strickland.
So you own more than just this?
Yeah, all this is mine, this, all the way up to this line here, so I have to come in off the main road, all of this is mine, every bit of this back here in this corner belongs to me. I mean, my oldest son's here, my youngest son's here, and she just wants to get here, that's it.
So you'll have 3 or 4 residences on 11 acres,
I will have, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 of us back there,
on 11 acres.
and that's it. I don't have no more kids, so ain't nobody else getting nothing. I mean,
So in one of them, you're,
but what he done, he tried, okay, Brooke told me to get half, I got option 1 and option 2 for y'all. I mean, he was just trying to get the 82 feet that she wanted. Or not she wanted, but the town wanted, or the county here. And so the man here asked something about, he said, survey here in town, or not survey, but the zoning one, the other one. County zoning, whatever.
City?
Yeah, he mentioned something about a red flag, asked stuff like that, so I don't know. But all that's our property, so she could come in there, and I don't have no problem with her, using my 30-foot easement.
You talking about your daughter,
Mm-hmm,
or you gonna put it in her deed?
yeah, you could put, yeah, she'll probably come and see
So
you,
you-
do it anyway.
Well, I'm not asking you to come to me, I'm just saying,
No,
but you
I'm
gonna-
saying that we use you, but I'm just saying, we're probably, yeah.
but you gonna put the easement in the deed.
Yeah,
so
it's
that-
in my deed, so can't she just come across my easement if I give
Well, I
her a
think-
right of way?
I think the board would want you to have that in the deed.
Yeah, I would do that, yes, that way she would never have no future problems.
Let me ask you a question. You say all this property over here is yours
Yes.
too, right?
Mm-hmm, that's my house, and that's my son, and that's my other son. She just wants to come here,
You want to put her right in here.
yeah, somewhere along in there.
And yeah, she's already got a trailer paying for it.
Yeah, and her trailer's done been paid for, and it's been sitting on the lot since January.
Yeah.
So she's done paid for it, and they're about ready for it to come off of that lot. So if not, she's gonna have to start paying him for the trailer sitting on his lot.
So if they give them a permit, and if they give a variance, then the permit can get issued, is that where you
As
put
long
it
as the
stand?
land will perk, yes.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, that's, yeah, it should.
Yes, with that sand hill land, it'll perk.
all your other ones here do.
It'll perk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you got there, see where?
I did.
Okay, so it should work, I mean,
It's on a hill and
mm-hmm,
real sandy and all that stuff.
yeah.
You got any other questions from, members of the board?
I mean, the only thing I'm gonna ask is, okay, you got 2 options here. But, like Mr. Johnson said, I put it in the easement, she drives on across my easement, right, Mr. Johnson, is that what I'm getting?
Well, I think you have to have adequate access to whatever option you use, and if it's necessary to have an easement, then that can be included in the deed when you convey
Okay,
it to
cause see, across the front of this land right here is a 30-foot easement,
Right.
okay, on this 5 partial. And I got a 30-foot easement coming in. See, that's what I'm,
About right there, right?
yeah, both of them have to be in there, cause that one has to be in there to let Junior and Dora Haynes out back there.
So you just plan on extending the easement to her property then?
Yeah, she can just come across there, she can have it, ride it, I mean, I can't do nothing with it.
It don't make any difference which one of those.
I mean, that's all I need, cause she's done had it surveyed, and Joe, always she got to do is bring this stuff to you and get it done.
I make the motion to allow the variance.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Before we vote, I think I might have asked this question earlier, but you don't have anybody object to what you're doing?
No, signs been out there, what, 2 months?
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, let us know by saying aye. Opposed, likewise.
Thank you, sir, I appreciate that.
And, This, when we grant you the variance, that you'll have to get with,
Okay.
You get
Little
one.
Queen there to get whatever you need.
How you got the other one?
Thank y'all, I appreciate it.
All right, thank y'all for coming.
Have a good night. Mrs. Johnson, we'll be seeing you.
All right.
If you do all our land, so.
Thank you.
Good for business.
Guys, appreciate everybody coming tonight. At least we had enough to have a quorum, but, I need to get a list before I leave of who's on the board.
The other two are Mike Benson and Jackie, used to be Britt, but it's O'Neill now, and those two are alternates. So if all five of y'all are here, they don't get to participate or vote. Y'all are the regular members.
Okay. All right, well, we appreciate it. And, appreciate all of you coming.
All right, sorry I'm a little bit late, but
We have a motion to dismiss.
I make a motion.
Motion made, second.
Everybody
All in
say-
favor, that's on say aye. Opposed, like,
Everybody
thank the ayes have it.
Good night.
All right, good night.
Jordan, I apologize. I was working in